You spend 4 or 5 years becoming an engineer. Statistically speaking, you will never work as one. And I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to show you why that statistic is actually a map to financial independence, if you know how to read it. There is a number that keeps appearing in engineering career research. 75%. 3 out of every 4 people who graduated with a degree are not working as an engineer right now. Most people hear that and panic. They think, did I waste my degree? Was this the wrong path? Am I already too late? But I want to ask a different question. Where did they go? Did they do better or worse? Here's the thing that nobody tells you before you start your degree. There is a paradox at the heart of the engineering careers. On one side, students who graduate and say, I cannot find a job in my field. On the other side, companies that say, we cannot fill our engineering roles. Both sides are telling the truth, and both sides are talking past each other. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York tracks this data. Engineering unemployment, 2 to 4%. Almost nobody is jobless. But underemployment, meaning engineers doing jobs that don't even need a degree, 20 to 30%. So engineers are getting hired, just not where they expected. And here is where it gets interesting, because a lot of those engineers who went somewhere else, some of them are building more wealth than the ones who stayed. So why does this happen? Why do so many engineers end up outside of engineering? I think there are 4 real reasons. Number 1, the skill gap. Universities teach theory. Companies need applied execution. Most employers are not willing to pay for the gap between these two. Number 2, wrong motivations going in. A lot of people choose engineering for the salary, the prestige, or because their parents push them. If you're in it for the wrong reasons, you will find exit. Number 3, too many degrees, not enough jobs. Engineering education is expensive. Universities know it, and they keep expanding enrollment anyway. The system is producing more engineers than the sector can absorb. Number 4, and this is the one I want you to really think about. Engineering has quietly become what I call the general leverage degree. If you're analytical, systematic, and good under pressure, an engineering degree is the best signaling tool you can hold in a job market, even outside of engineering. Finance, strategy, consulting, product management, entrepreneurship, every one of these fields is paying premium salaries to people who think like engineers. The degree doesn't keep you inside engineering, it opens every door. Let me give you a real example. The Ontario Society of Professional Engineers did a survey. They asked 4th-year engineering students, where do you expect to be working after graduation? 92% said they would definitely or probably be working in engineering. 92%. The actual number who ended up there? 25%. There is a gap between expectation and reality. And that gap is not a failure of students. It's a failure of the information they were given. Now, here's how I think about that same data. I'm an electrical engineer. I've worked in Germany, now I work in China on electrical cars, inverter system and stuff like that. Real stuff. I love the technical work. But I also watched engineers around me, brilliant engineers, hit a salary ceiling at year 8 or 9 and stay there. They optimized one narrow domain for a decade and their financial trajectory flatlined. Meanwhile, the engineers I watched accelerate towards real financial freedom, they used their training as a tool to enter adjacent fields. Product strategy, supply chain ownership. Their degree gave them the thinking, the pivot gave them the leverage. And here is the part I want to be honest with you. There is a real risk in the engineering career path that nobody warns you about. It's not unemployment. It's the golden handcuffs trap. You get a good salary, 6 figures, maybe more. And the salary is real, the comfort is real. But year by year, the distance between where you are and financial independence stays exactly the same because you're trading time for salary in a system you don't own. The engineers who escape that trap, the ones retiring at 40, building passive income, achieving financial independence, almost none of them did it by staying on linear technical track. They used their analytical advantage to enter fields with ownership. They built companies, they moved into finance, they created leverage. And the degree, the same degree that 75% of us left, was the thing that made all of this possible. So here is the new way I want you to look at this. The 75% statistic is not a problem. It's a description of how engineers actually built wealth. Most of the engineers in that 75%, they didn't abandon their degree. They deployed it. The engineering mindset, the ability to break complex systems into solvable parts, to optimize under constraints, to think in first principles. That is the most transferable cognitive skill set in the modern economy. The question is not, will I end up in the 75%? The question is, if I do, will it be by accident or by design? Because there is a version of that 75% that looks like failure, underemployment, underpaid, doing a job that doesn't require a degree. And there is a version that looks like this: early retirement, passive income, optionality, freedom. The data doesn't change. Only the intention does. The lesson here is simple. Your engineering degree is not a job guarantee. It's a thinking certificate. Companies in finance pay engineers more than financial analysts. Companies in strategy pay engineers more than business graduates, because the job market understands something that the engineering culture doesn't say out loud. The way an engineer thinks is worth more than what an engineer builds. So, if you're sitting inside a corporate engineering role right now, asking yourself whether this is the path, the answer is probably not. Not forever. The question is, what are you building toward with the leverage you already have? I want to hear from you. Are you an engineer right now, planning to stay in engineering for long term? Or are you already thinking about how to use your training somewhere else? Drop your answer in the comments. Tell me, are you building toward financial independence inside engineering? Or do you see yourself deploying your skills somewhere else to get there faster? I read every comment. And if this framing shifted anything for you, share it with another engineer, because I promise you, they're thinking about this too. They just haven't said it out loud yet. See you in the next one.